Infamous Los, 7th dimension. Faster than 50 search warrant. More powerful than a prosecutor on speed. 2 hits from the bong and he's hiding in a DEA helicopter.
It's not like they doing away with it.
Alright, you live there? Just to get people coming in. Alright, here we go.
Ain't nobody cool to this man, and it's never gonna change. He's too clever for him, man. Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's the new Jersey Weedman, working every day.
Alright, y'all. We're gonna give it a couple seconds, people, to log in, go live.
When you log in, what you want to do it on?
It's on 3 platforms right now. We on YouTube, we on Instagram,
Spotify.
Yeah, it's on a lot of stuff right now. He breaks it down. The edited version goes on like another 10 things. All right, I'm gonna have to let these dogs in, because if not, they're gonna keep barking at everybody outside. Hey! Every time somebody comes to that door, yeah, I see somebody at the door now. Come here. You know what? Let me lock them in, because otherwise we're gonna hear them barking. Go to the front door. Who's that? Come on, y'all. Come on. Go in.
Damn, John, we can't work this way. Tom, boy. You on time like a
Yeah, but send them around. I'm gonna have Melanie do it. All right, Mel, if you do me a favor, there's one more person coming. Mel, what? Somebody's getting ready to come in. Bro. I know, we're gonna end this. All right, y'all, here we go. Boom. Here we are, live once again from NJWEEDMAN'S joint. I'm NJWEEDMAN. I got a show, a little podcast called Get on the Cannabus, where we talk about the little cannabis business, the marijuana business, and all that. And I got a special guest today. This special guest, yo, listen, to be honest with you, I gotta tell you something. I had a different guest that was scheduled today. Ines, the Philly rapper, but Ines can't make it today. So we got Diezzle Don. Diezzle Don, long-time hip-hop guy. I mean, I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but Diezzle Don, Chef Chardon. Anyway,
it's a man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for showing up.
Oh, come on, bro.
Last
you know,
minute,
we got
in. Here you
we
go.
gotta support each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we the ones who got the blood in the mud with this right here.
Exactly,
so,
man.
You know,
exactly.
And I'm a fan, bro. I've been checking you out, man. You've been really holding it down for the community, standing up, man, and like putting us on the real game and real things that we all don't see all the time. And you know what I'm saying? It's like New Jersey, baby. You know what I'm saying? Time for the Garden State to step up, man.
Yep. So check it out. Just for my audience who may not know you, may not be in the hip hop world, yo, there's a celebrity here. I think he's the biggest celebrity been on my show yet. So just say it. Just introduce yourself to people who don't know you.
All right. So I mean, most people that's in hip hop, you know, they know me from the Brick City. You know what I'm saying? I was instrumental man in, you know, Redman and Lords of the Underground, and I worked with Tame and the Outsiders and everybody. You know, Isleman Productions was my production company, and my group was Diezzle Don and the Governor. We the one that had the album out with all the weed buds on the front of it. You know,
and that was in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
That was in the 90s before it became popular to be like, yo, I'm a pothead.
Exactly, man. The name of our album was Year the Independent. You know what I'm saying? And it had that cover used to actually be a sticker that all the weed spots in New York used to put that sticker up to make sure that they was official, and the hip hoppers used to look for that sticker.
Mm-hmm. Now I know, long before I ever met you though, I used to hear other rappers shout you out too.
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah. I worked with everybody.
Yeah, he used to get shouted out all the time, but I didn't know who Diezzle Don was. I didn't know, but. You know, over the years I did come to know who you are.
And Christiana.
And like your most famous client, I guess would be Redman.
Yeah.
I guess well, I don't know. You tell me if I'm wrong.
I mean, like man, Redman, like you know, he used to come. You know, he started like in my living room. You know what I mean? Like me and him used to DJ, and we was the original. I Got 5 on it, man. He used to have $3. I used to put 3. We get us a nickel bag and a
So you-
and a 40 ounce.
So you can explain where that song came from.
Yeah,
I
of
got
course.
5 on it.
Of course. Well, Yup Mouth is my man too.
Okay.
From the Loonies, you know what I'm saying? Like they the first ones to turn me on to the exotics. But you know, I was always hanging in Harlem with my cousin, you know what I mean? So like all of the weed spots that was over there, and then like the juice bars and all that later on, you know what I'm saying? I became very, very close with all them people, man, because I turned them on to all the Canadian connects.
Right. Yeah, well, hey, in the 90s, man, that BC Bud was it, you know?
Ooh, what?
That was kind of the first exotic until people really started traveling all the way to California to get it. You know? Because I was going, in the 90s, I was going to Arizona, and I was getting the AZ. I thought I was doing better than the Mexican bud that came here. I was going to Arizona and getting the AZ.
Yeah.
And then that's how I ended up stumbling upon what was going on in California myself. Like I was going to AZ, and then people in Arizona was smoking all this better shit from California.
Yo, you know what's crazy though is that the real good Arizona was the only thing that was competition to the green exotics.
Yes.
Because they used to be like, oh no, this is green, it smells good, and it was way cheaper.
Yes.
But you know, it's crazy, man. Like the
I got in trouble for trucking that. That's what I was trucking across the country. That's what I got jammed up with.
okay.
Some AZ. You
Yeah,
know,
man,
that
so-
green stuff. And see, a lot of people don't know. Here's what it is. They call it AZ because you get it in Arizona. But what it was Mexicans were producing a lot of bud. Most of it was brown brickweed that would come across the border, this, that, and the other. It came across all the borders, whether it was California, Arizona, New Mexico, or Texas. It came across the border. But if you went to Arizona, the state right underneath, the Mexican state right underneath Arizona is Sonora. And in Sonora, for some reason, it's like Humboldt County. They started growing better Mexican bud. That green bud, really green nugs, hard nugs that was coming across the border. People was like, yo, this is that AZ. And people were only getting it. You could, like, I used to go to Texas. I went to Texas trying to get bud before, and it was still Mexican brickweed. I went to Roslyn, New Mexico before, getting bud. Again, Mexican brickweed. I went to Phoenix and Tucson, and I stumbled across AZ. And I started bringing this AC back. And, you know, the Mexican dudes told me, oh, this is from Sonora, this is from Sonora. But to us, this was AZ. It came from Arizona, and I started trucking it to California, to Camden, and that's what I was bringing in. Though we got a guest here too in the audience. I got a guest over here from Camden that he can attest to. Back in the '90s, I was trucking some good green weed in the AZ, enough to attract the attention of the DEA. Eventually, that's a whole other story. But yeah, so that AZ, man, that was the thing. For quite a few years in the mid-90s, that was the good bud that made it to the East Coast.
So I got a question. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing that they don't know about, that we really are talented at growing and all of these things now. What was your first experience with growing?
Man, I was a kid. I just took some bud out of my Mexican brickweed, some seeds out of my Mexican brickweed, and took it out in the backyard and was growing it. And listen, my mom and dad let me have a garden in the backyard. I grew up in Sicklerville, New Jersey, so trust me, we had backyards, we had woods and all that. And I had this little garden. I was growing watermelons and what was it? It was watermelon and corn and something else. But I took these seeds and I grew a couple buds. And I'm telling you, them buds grew, nobody paid attention. My mom and them didn't pay attention. It was all cute, you know. My mom and them called me Robbie. Robbie got a little garden in the backyard. They thought it was all cute. And then one day, I'm talking about sometime in September, I hear my dad outside yell, "Robbie! Get your ass out here!" I go outside. My dad found my weed plant.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I might have been like 15.
Everything else die around it. You can see it then.
Yep. And that's what happened. I was about 15.
That shit died. That shit sticking out.
Yeah. He was like, yo. He's like, listen. He's like, and basically it was like I can get him in trouble. You know, that was really what it was about. You know, around that time, I remember I got caught with a bag of weed in my pocket. One of my friends came over to pick me up. My mom wouldn't let me go, and I was having a temper tantrum.
You know, like my mom wouldn't let me go. I was pleading with my dad, asking my dad to let me. You know, come on, Dad, man, I want to go. You know, she wouldn't let me go, and I took everything out of my pockets in my anger and was just mad, just throwing everything in my pocket like. And I threw my bag on the table.
Wow.
my dad took it, jumped in my case about it, this, that, and the other. You know, so like all this happened like the same year. I think I was 16. I wasn't even 15. I think I was 16 because my friends were driving. I wasn't driving yet. So it was about that. You know, but as far as growing, that was the first time I grew. Right in the backyard, right in my little home garden.
No nutrients.
No nothing.
You
Just
know,
threw
just-
it in.
Yeah.
You know, I think somebody told me chicken shit was good, so I think I went down to the neighbor's house who had chickens and scooped up a bucket of chicken shit. You know, like
You ever throw fish in it?
yeah. And then wait a minute. I don't know if I did it that year, but the next time I did do it, I took the whole story they told us about Thanksgiving, about the Indians and minnows and fish and all that, and that's what I did. I remember growing it that way. And I grew a couple times, but it was, you know, guerrilla growing. That's what the term would be now. It was guerrilla growing. I didn't know what I was doing. I just put some seeds, I was putting water on it and looking at it. You know, later, I started getting High Times magazines. I started trying to get a little bit better. I think the most I ever tried to grow, I mean, I really did try to do 200 plants. And I went out in the woods in Berlin, New Jersey. And I ain't talking about Berlin on Route 130. I'm talking about Berlin down on Route 73, Winslow Township, Florence. What I meant to say, Florence. Out in the woods, I grew. I cleared something. I went out in the woods and I circle cut a bunch of trees in the wintertime, so when the springtime came, it was in shock and they wouldn't foliate. So it'd be like a clearing in the middle of the woods. I mean, the tree would still be there, but they wouldn't be. And underneath in that circle, in that area, I planted about 200 plants. I mean, it was just seeds. I planted them, and most of them came up. And all summer long, I was going out there every few days. If it didn't rain, I was making multiple trips with water and filling them up. I went and bought one of these big water packs that you can buy from a landscaping company.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'd fill it up with 30 gallons of water, go out there and squirt each plant, then have to go back, fill it up again. And I was doing that. And everything was fine until like September. And I came out there one day, and a deer ate them all.
Yeah. I was about to ask you,
I was
like,
so hurt. I
outdoor.
was hurt, man. I'm talking from April to September, taking care of these plants, sneaking around. Nobody gonna see me. Everything. I knew, man, come September, come October, I'm gonna have me a nice fat little, bunch of weed. And then, like I said, I walked out there one day, and from about 50 feet away, I noticed I can't see them. I'm like looking like, oh shoot, what's wrong with my plant? I'm like, oh my goodness. And I got there, like almost all of them were eaten down. And then there was a few of them that was still there, and it was all matted down. Like the deer, not only did they eat them, but what they didn't eat, they like matted down and made a little bed. So when I walked out there, it was like this little bed where my plants were, and they ate them all. They ate them all.
They
Like,
probably went back and got their homies. You know how the deers move, like, yo, it's over here, it's over here.
yeah, it's probably sitting there for a day or so. Just ate them all, and I was hurt. I mean, I remember I was hurt. The next year, I tried to do it again in the same spot, and I took fishing line and I made a fence with the fishing line all around it, and I thought it'd be safe again. The next year, I think a hunter found them because it was cut, you know, and I had made this little opening where only like, you know, a human could open it. That was open and cut. So I think a hunter, you know, hunters go out in the woods too.
Right.
You know, during off season, they look into where they're gonna set up and this, that, and the other, and all that. And
So I never had that
So I
that
stopped.
outdoor experience.
Yeah,
But I did take myself back to school. And you know, went to Amsterdam. I got 7 certifications and everything, man.
you went out to California to Oakland?
Yes.
Okay.
And I learned the right way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I never experienced growing with seeds and all that because I knew.
You started with
I knew,
clones inside.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I knew what to do and everything. But
Well,
now,
after I went to California, I had the same thing. The whole indoor shit. You know, I got a lot of videos online. If you You look online, just type in NJ Weedman grow rooms or any of that on YouTube. I put a lot of stuff on YouTube years ago.
But I believe nowadays, though, man, like one of the reasons I wanted to come and see you, not just to be on your show and everything, man, but I really wanted to kick it with you about, you know, creating New Jersey strands that can compete with the West Coast. Because this is the Garden State, though.
Yeah.
Remember, we known as a agricultural state.
Right.
So
Agriculture
right.
empire.
I mean, we had Jersey tomatoes,
Jersey corn.
Yeah.
blueberries. All these
Blueberries,
these is people know us all over the country for that.
Right.
But see now, man, you know what I'm saying, people like ourselves, man, like we the pioneers of this right here, we really need to take it serious enough to create some things that can compete. And it don't matter that it's seasonal because, man, yo, we know how to do depth. We know how to do indoor. We qualified.
Well, we got a couple issues about that.
Talk to me, man, because I need to know.
All right. First, the weather goes against us. You know, no matter what we do, we can't change the weather. What happens in California? The reason why the best weed in the world is grown in California because they got the best weather in the world.
For outdoor.
For outdoor, right.
I'm talking
now,
about indoor.
Our laws in New Jersey are horrendous. They call it manufacturing. If you get caught growing in New Jersey, it's called manufacturing. If you get caught growing in a house, they'll try to take your house. They'll use asset forfeiture. They'll do all that. So that's what's bad about New Jersey. And even, yes, they have all these issues about legalizing marijuana right now, and there's no home grow in the law. Like what they're doing, like I wanted to talk about this anyway. So
yeah, because that's why I came. Because you touched on it. That yo, man, how come patients can't grow their own?
Right.
And I was like, yo, he's right. I need to go holler at him about that.
It's big business, big corporations have paid off our politicians to ban home growing as a means of stifling competition for them. You know what I mean? Like here's what happened. Like in California, you can go to California right now. It's legal in California. There's all these corporations, the Walmarts of weeds are there. Okay. But all these little guys are growing too. And there's a lot of people who have never been to a big dispensary in California. They go to little dispensaries. They go see their neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
They know the guy around the corner grows, a bunch of weed every day. So for these big corporations, they want monopolies. They want to be the only one. So with that experience that the big corporations had out there as this legalization is marching across the country, they're showing up in states with lots of money and trying to bribe our politicians into not allowing home grow. Like in all the proposals here in New Jersey about legalization, there's no home growing, none of them. They specifically ban it. Same thing with like states like Ohio. Same thing. Ohio, again, specifically bans home grow. Which is ludicrous. And like you said, this is the Garden State.
Right.
Garden State is known for growing things, this, that, and the other. So why can't we grow? Even if it's a home grow, even if it's indoor, we should be allowed to grow.
Yes,
indoor.
and we should be allowed to compete.
Right.
Because we have great soil. We have the ability to create great nutrients.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is farming industry. This is agricultural industry. How you gonna say you can own
equity? How can you have freedom if the corporation owns it?
Right. That's what they're saying. Look, this is unbelievable. We got Samaj chiming in from out there. But he's all right. I don't know if y'all heard it. Say it louder so the cameras, the microphone pick it up.
Saying that if corporation own it, where do social equity come in? That give back to the people. How the people don't get nothing back from corporations?
Right.
We already know that. Listen,
here's the deal. Governor Murphy, Senator Sweeney, Senator Scutari, when they talk about social equity and stuff like that, they're blowing smoke up your butts. Because what they're really doing is sealing in the past injustices in the future, and they're painting it up to look good. Because, trust me, we can all look back and see what went on in the past, and most of everybody agrees that the war on drugs, the war on pot, all this stuff, whatever word you want to use, marijuana, ganja, cannabis, the war on it was enforced racially was regulated racially, and as a result, people of color took a hit more than other people. And trust me, I was in prison with white guys for weed too, and so I don't act like only black guys got arrested for it. White guys got arrested for it too. There's plenty of white guys out there been arrested for it. So that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we took the brunt of it, right? And like those politicians I just named, they'll even talk about it. They acknowledge it. And then they say, turn around as part of their argument for legalization for them, they'll talk about us, use our statistics. Like, yeah, 7 times the amount of people in New Jersey, black people were arrested. 7 times the amount of people arrested for marijuana in New Jersey. If you're black, you went to jail the first time. You know, the first time I got arrested for marijuana, a large amount other than a joint, I went to prison for it. You know what I mean? Or that doesn't happen the other way around. And when they start talking about social justice, and they're saying that they're going to allow this, that, and the other, they're going to give us 15% and this, that, and the other of ownership and micro licenses. First of all, I don't want the affirmative action of weed. I don't want micro licenses and a percentage handed to me. What I want, and they're not going to hand it to me anyway, but that's not what I want. I think it should be a free market system. You know, I think it should be legal for everybody. And if you get on your high horse and you get to planting and growing and you produce a nice product and somebody wants to buy it, then so be it.
Just like the farming industry.
Just like
they say that this is it started from this hemp act and everything, and then they promoting that, yeah, we want this new industry, we want people to start growing hemp and this and that and the third. And I'm noticing a lot of people that's growing hemp is getting stuck with it.
Because of CBD everywhere now.
Exactly.
And people really want marijuana.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, when they first started talking about CBD, like 10 years ago, say like 2010, man, I was so critical of it. I was like, well, who wants to smoke shit that don't get you high? We used to call that backyard boogie.
Exactly.
Like that's swag. Like I can name all the different names.
That's a waste of your lungs.
Right, and that's how I used to think. But knowing the science of it now, I do understand that CBD products have almost everything in them that marijuana does medicinally, except for the THC part that gets you high. Well, guess what? I'm one of these people that the real reason why I smoke marijuana is because of the THC part. I want that. I want to get high.
I created a CBD water, and believe it or not, the assumption of that is 90% better than even edibles and all that. And I know that
How do you create CBD water? Only because I'm only asking this because I know THC oils and stuff separate.
Okay.
And when you put it in water, how do you keep it together? But I'm sure you got an answer for
That's why I went to college.
Okay. Okay.
So it's the things called water soluble.
Right.
And what water soluble
But I
is,
thought THC wasn't water soluble.
it's
That's
not.
what I'm saying.
It's not until you spin it and make it into particles.
Yeah.
So it turns into a powder. But the particles are so small that they actually could be in the liquid and you don't see it.
Okay.
You know.
So
So
if you just sat it there for a week or two, would it separate?
no, it doesn't, because it's
No.
not in the oily form anymore. Once
Okay.
it turns into a powder, and then once it's into the water keeps it suspended.
Okay.
So
It
now,
turn
if you,
into isolate.
yeah,
But even if
So
you put
if you
dirt
look
in
at-
water,
no,
you
dirt
sit
will
there-
go to the bottom
Yeah.
eventually, though.
Yeah.
But so, like, you
the
can
oil
sit,
will
you
float.
can know, you can sit the water, you can look at it, it look clear. But
Right.
if you look at it really, really good, you'll see
little things in it. Yeah.
but it don't look like spots.
Right.
It look like little bubbles, like water. It look almost like like carbonation,
Okay.
and it works sort of like that.
And you put this product out?
Yes, man. And I
Oh.
sold so much of it
Oh, I
that.
missed that. I missed that on your resume. I didn't see
Yeah,
that one.
yeah. Well, I sell
Oh.
it. I sell it in the Hip Pimp Cafe. We got a CBD consumption lounge down on South Street.
Okay.
7th
Oh,
and South.
you need to blast that to my audience.
Yeah. We talk about it now,
Go for it.
and so we created this water. And I also, because I'm a broker to hemp farms, and the first thing I said is a lot of farmers was getting stuck with the hemp. And this is what made me start creating products and made me actually trademark Hemp Star Chef as a product developer and creating original recipes. So the water, I love the water, but it got so big that now we're coming together and creating ourselves a micro water bottling situation so we can keep up with the demand, right?
Okay.
And the other thing
Well, we gotta get that product in here, man. I need some of your. What's the name of it?
it's called Cannaline Alkali CBD water.
All right.
25 milligrams of CBD in
So I
every
need
bottle.
some of that CBD water.
And I got you. And it's in a biodegradable bottle also.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's a 100% green product. The other product that I created is called CBD Shisha, which is a hookah that's made from the premium flower and original cannabis terpenes.
Okay.
No tobacco, no artificial flavoring, no incense, nothing. Straight pure.
You got a website that this is
No,
Oh,
because I'm about to do the website. The website's gonna be called worldhempstar.com.
Okay.
And we're gonna do that, and then we're actually, you know, we do the merch and all of that stuff too, man. But the main thing is that, you know, we are able to be creative in our own right and use with our talents to further the movement. You know what I mean? Because everybody just think about just the growing or having a store, but what about if you have products that's in demand?
Right.
Now you can sell them to all of the different stores. So that's where I'm at with it. That's what Hemp Star Chef is all about.
Okay, and your shop is where, on South Street?
Yeah, 7th and South. It's called the Hemp Cafe.
Okay.
It's the only smoking
next-
lounge down there on South Street.
Next time I'm in Philly, next time I'm hanging out, I'm going to South Street. In fact, I go to South Street every once in a while. So next time I go to South Street, you'll look up and see me walking through the door.
Yes, and
All right, that's
and
all
next
right.
time I'm in Trenton, you're gonna see me bringing a couple cases of that water through the door too, because
All right.
we have to politic and network with each other, bro.
All right, that'll work. I don't know if you noticed. Did you see that? My latest publicity about me filing a lawsuit.
Yes, I seen that, and that's another reason that made me say, yo, I gotta go talk to him, because you dropped some jewels there, man, when you was giving out the difference in the word marijuana and cannabis,
Yeah.
which that really got past a lot of people, because it got past me, because I thought that once they legalized it and they started calling it cannabis, they was going to phase out the word marijuana.
No.
Because marijuana had something to do with all of the war on drugs and the takedown and all of this other stuff.
It was a bamboozlement, a hoodwinking, a bait and switch, whatever you want to use. The word marijuana means something legally. The word cannabis, they're trying to make it mean something else legally. But the word marijuana is in federal law, it's illegal. It's in state law, it's illegal. When they just made this question in New Jersey, the question, even though the first line of the question did say for the adult use of marijuana, it was legalizing for the adult use of marijuana. That's what it said. But when you start reading it and read further down, it did not legalize marijuana. It created a constitutional amendment that allowed for the growing and all that of marijuana, but not for us. It created a CRC board, which stands for a Cannabis Regulatory Commission, where the Cannabis Regulatory Commission would be making the new laws. And then guess what it says? They'd be making the new laws to regulate cannabis. And then they were saying regulated cannabis will be legal, not marijuana. It specifically says it won't make marijuana legal. So if you get regulated cannabis from these corporations and things that the CRC board was going to license, then that's a legal product. But if you got marijuana, it's not. They're creating two different legal distinctions, and that's what it did. And marijuana would still be illegal where regulated cannabis, the stuff you would get from, even though the substance is the same, but the stuff that you would get from these corporations would be legal, but the stuff you get from your boy down the street is still illegal, even though we all know it's the same exact
be
thing.
like moonshine
And then, you know,
liquor.
there's two different spellings for marijuana in the law, too.
Yeah. Well, federal
What do
uses
that
the
mean?
H.
Yes.
Federal uses the H.
Why?
I don't know exactly why. I can't explain that one. It goes over my reading.
Because like when I tried to trademark the CBD shisha, and I'm still in the process of it right now, and it break down a whole bunch of the different laws and stuff like that. I almost lost my hemp star trademark because I had put it in before the Farmers Act.
With a J? I'm just asking.
No.
Okay.
I didn't use a J.
Okay, you
But
used H.
no, I used straight. I just was using the language hemp.
Right.
You understand? Because in order to get the trademark through, I had to be working with CBD, which is 0.3% THC, and they kept making me use that disclosure right there, and throughout the whole process.
Okay. Well, as far as the word marijuana with an H, in federal law, I mean, it goes all the way back to the 1930s. I think they were using the Mexican pronunciation of it. Because if you talk to Mexicans, a lot of times J's and H's are interchangeable, like Jesus and Jesus.
Right. Exactly.
So when they say marijuana, it was marijuana with the H sound, not the marijuana like we said with a J sound.
Right.
So in federal law, it was first incorporated, so they used the H sound. It's a Spanish H. It's a H instead of a J. You know, I don't know. Whatever. You have to speak to a linguist about that.
No,
I'm a pothead. But that is why.
But you know what's important? What's important is that in law, when you see this, they clarify it, so it means something in the law.
Legally, yes. They're making sure the New Jersey politicians were not dumb. This was not a mistake, but it went over a lot of people's heads. But that, you know what? They knew that. If you put something shiny in front of somebody, they're gonna go for the shiny shit. They won't even notice all the bullshit behind it, and that's what happened. They put in that whole legalized marijuana. That's the shiny shit. So everybody reached for it. Everybody said yes. And then, like me though, I'm a pessimist with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna want to know what's behind it. I'm gonna kind of like read it, study it. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. And that's what happened. They put this shiny shit up there, the shiny question that said legalize marijuana for adult use. Okay, that's sure shiny to me, and sure sounds too good to be true in New Jersey. And sure enough, I started reading it. Oh no, this ain't legalizing marijuana. Matter of fact, it actually specifically continues to outlaw it.
Right.
It's making this other category of substance called cannabis. And it's making it has to be regulated by these corporations, and then that's legal. But marijuana that we know, the everyday marijuana that people thought they was voting for, is still illegal. So it was like I said, hoodwinked, bamboozled, bait and switch, whatever word you want to use. And because I kind of understood all that, I filed the lawsuit. Then for y'all to look, I even got it right in front of me. Listen, I've done a lot of things legally, here, there, and the other. I've beaten cases. I've been guilty as shit, and walked out a free man because the jury said not guilty. But this here, I think, is going to be one of my most proudest legal things ever. And I have gotten paperwork. I've gotten appeals to the U.S. Supreme Court. They didn't accept it, but I made it pass. You know, I got it reviewed. But the U.S. Supreme Court, they get thousands of people filed for a motion, you know, a case before the Supreme Court, and they take a fraction of that amount. So it was a long shot for me to try to do it, and I remember being proud that I even got one to the Supreme Court. But this right here, this is it here. This is, the state has just bamboozled the citizens, and I feel like the little kid who told the emperor he was naked. You know, like I'm that guy.
I commend you for this, my brother.
Like, oh no, you
and I want you to do something, make another one or something for this, for the patients to be able to grow. Because we want to be masters. Like, why would I go to school and pay $15,000, take 18 months out of my life, and then take 2 more years to do an apprenticeship on a farm, working directly with everybody, hands 10 toes in the dirt, to come home and they say, well, you can't use
none of
that
in New Jersey
because you won't be able to. But I'm here from New Jersey, and this is the Garden State, and my great grandfather was a farmer in Hamilton.
Right.
This is what I'm talking about,
I'm
man.
trying to carry on the tradition of New Jersey.
And this is what should be going on, but what we have going on, and not to always be trying to bring race into it, but what we have is rich white guys paying our politicians, who are mostly white, to write the laws for them. So the laws are being written for them. You know, this isn't, you know, and
Right,
and
to
yes,
protect them.
They're big corporations,
Like
it's big
tobacco.
money. Yes, and that's what's going on here. So if you're just a little guy and you just want to grow a little weed in your backyard, or, you know, even if it's just to barter with your neighbor, they're saying no, you can only buy weed from our guys. And like I said, the politicians are writing laws for them.
So
Now,
how is that legal, marijuana? How is that legal?
it really is not. It's never legal. If you
Right.
really, if I really want to be an ass, which I can be sometimes, federal law supersedes everything, right? Federal law says marijuana with an H, marijuana is always 100% illegal. There's no means to make it legal. Even though we know 30-something states have legalized it for medical reasons. I think all of them,
Cannabis.
have, right? But
You broke
yeah.
you broke the code.
Yeah.
They legalized cannabis
Yes.
that's manufactured under a corporate structure.
Yes. And that's not how it's supposed to work, man. We the people are
Unless
supposed to be in charge.
right, and unless you're gonna give us some corporate structure too. Where's ours?
Right. This is what I'm talking about, man. This is why I filed this lawsuit. And you know, when you file a lawsuit, the other side, and I filed my lawsuit, Weedman versus Governor Murphy. So, and I know how he ain't gonna respond. Really, it's gonna be the Attorney General of New Jersey. Within the next 20 days, in the New Jersey Attorney General's office is gonna file a response. That response is gonna be interesting if they actually file a response. To be honest with you, I don't see how they can argue this. But all right, somebody will, right? But I think they're gonna try to get it dismissed. They're gonna argue jurisdiction issues. They're gonna argue everything but the facts. And I think I could argue the facts myself. But some of these other issues that are gonna be coming into play, I'm not versed in that. But here's something that happens to me all the time. When I put something out legally, lawyers read it. Like I'm sure right now, like Pacer. There's something called Pacer on the court system, federal court system. You file something, it goes on the Pacer system. All lawyers, or most lawyers, have access to Pacer. And to be honest with you, I've had it before. I've paid for it myself and had it. People go to read it. Like I don't have to mail this to nobody. Once they hear about it, they just go on Pacer and read it. So I've had already been contacted by 3 lawyers. They didn't say they want to represent me. They wanted to talk to me. They wanted to see where it goes. But I know that's how lawyers do it. They don't want to commit themselves to a case if they're not really going to be in the case. But they want to know. They want to feel it out. So I've been contacted already by 3 different lawyers, all wanting to know, oh, wait a minute, where are you trying to go? Weedman, are you really trying to get rid of legalization in New Jersey? And of course mine isn't. Saying I don't really want to get rid of it. I want some concessions. I want if negotiating starts with me trying to cut your throat, then so be it. And why I gotta be nice anyway? I've been in a cage. They put me in a cage. I was in a cage a couple times, so why I gotta be nice with anything? I wasn't treated nicely. It's not nice to be in a cage.
Exactly.
So, you know, what I'm
So
doing
what's the
with this
result
lawsuit-
now?
We'll see.
Like they say, you know what I'm saying, when you put something in, man, like a lot of times, like, cause I write movies and film and stuff like that, and a lot of times, man, I'll come up with a concept, but I'll write the end of it first. It's like, and I go through life that kind of way. I always, well, this is what I want out of it.
Well,
So if it
I wanna
comes down
do-
to what you want out of this, and see what you want out of this is what I want out of this, cause we the people.
I'm fighting for inclusion.
Exactly.
That's all. That's
what I'm
really
talking
what
about.
I want inclusion. I ain't trying to kill it. First of all, ain't no killing legalization. Legalization is coming one way or the other. So I ain't trying to kill it.
Right.
I'm just trying to.
Be included.
Yes.
And then what about using
You
the
know?
example of like, since we so close to like Washington, see how Washington, they let their citizens grow like 6 per adult. You know what I'm saying? So
But you know,
Washington only like 3 hours away.
Yes, and there are a lot of people who ride down to Washington and go engage in that whole barter system, trade system, all that flim flam stuff, right? Which is fine. If that's what you. I want to be just as legal as the guy down the street growing tomatoes, though. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
imagine if to buy some tomatoes you had to go through this elaborate flim flam of here. I'm gonna buy some water. You gonna give me a tomato? Like, nah, I
Man,
don't wanna do that.
we grow tomatoes and stuff right now.
Right. So,
Nobody never say we can't grow tomatoes, corn, whatever we want to
Right.
grow in our garden.
so ultimately, that's what I want, right? But right now, as far as this lawsuit, like you gotta put pressure. Nobody negotiates with somebody if they ain't got no power at all.
Exactly.
No nothing, right? Why would they? Why would the Attorney General answer to me? I can stand right in front of the Attorney General's office and shout the same exact questions, and won't nobody care.
Yeah, they just walk past you like, oh, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I filed this 44-page brief complaint with a federal judge, citing all case law, everything. That thing is right. That
Good.
thing is right. I'm proud of this one, right? And what's going to happen is they're going to, I ain't going to say negotiate, but they're going to have to answer to this. They're going to answer first. And I think how they're going to do it first, I think, now I could be wrong, I think they're going to argue for its dismissal and things like that. And they're going to try not to touch on my valid points. If the judge, which I think he will do, if the judge denies their motion to dismiss, then we'll be dealing with my issues. And like I said, this to me could be, I could use it and interpret it as a negotiating point. I could get some type of concessions. I can always withdraw this. You know what I mean? I could always withdraw it. Or they could clarify some things. They could change some things. The politicians, the Attorney General's office is going to be dealing with politicians saying, yo, is this your intent? Was you really trying to do this? And they're going to be like, and they're going to have to negotiate from there.
Go talk to him. Yeah. Everybody, I see him pass the ball.
Yeah.
They do that in real estate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when they try to take your house from you and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying? Like I've been through a whole lot of that kind of stuff too, man.
Mm-hmm.
So these things right here, I have to support, and I have to be a part of it, man, because I too want inclusion.
That's right.
Because I want my life to be whole too.
Yeah. Listen.
And if this is what I master and this is what I do, and I actually paid money to go to school just like the rest of the people, you got college degrees and college courses. They got horticultural courses at Stockton University in Atlantic City
Yes, they
right
do.
now.
Yeah. Oh, I've actually gone down there and done classes with that professor.
Exactly.
I did a 1 hour where they asked me questions and explained things, and they're using that as part of a course requirement at Stockton. My conversation.
Of course.
Yeah, it's
and
amazing.
That's what I'm
I thought
saying.
it's amazing. You know,
Right.
like what?
And eventually, man, they're gonna give you an honorary doctorate. Once this
I
thing
don't know.
get to where it's gonna go, because you've been on the front line for a long time, bro. You understand what I'm saying? You have definitely been right there, like
Well, I'll tell you.
But now we need to
I
go
felt like
a little harder.
There was plenty of times I felt like a fool. I felt like the village idiot. You know what I mean? I used to ride around in the 90s in a van that had weed leaves on it and stuff, and people used to ride by, give me the finger, you know, this, that, the other, tell me I was an idiot. I used to stop somewhere, put signs up, saying legalize weed, and people used to talk shit. The police used to chase me out of towns, everything. So I have gone, if you ask me, I've gone from zero to hero, and maybe not hero to everybody, but zero to hero to a segment of the population. I've gone from the village idiot to the foreseer of things, you know, like, and so I'm kind of proud of it. I took a beating though, and there were plenty of times I took a beating, and I kept on ticking, you know, and I
That
poked
make
the
you a
bear.
champion, though.
Yeah, and I poked the bear plenty of times. The bear poked me back sometimes, you know. But here we are. Times have changed. Things have changed. I feel like I had a little piece of that change here in New Jersey, at least. And here I am. Look,
Well,
all these politicians,
we're
they all know
born-
me. I don't even know them. They know me.
We're born here. And this is our birthright. We're born
Right.
here in New Jersey.
Right.
And because I've traveled, because I'm in the music business, I traveled many places.
But you
And
always come back to Jersey.
I've been to places when it was going down, when just like I was in Cali when all that jumped off, man. I was out in Oakland and all of that. But, you know, I noticed that, you know, everybody has, this is that Oakland, the people from Oakland, that's their birthright. You understand what I'm saying? So we come from New Jersey or come from anywhere else and we mingle in and get in with them, and then some of us work harder. So we might climb a little further, but you know what happens, it's just a natural thing that the person who was on that land before I got there is going to say, no, how did he come from somewhere else, and how is he the man?
Well, look, when I went to California, I used to get that. I went to California. I opened up a dispensary on Hollywood Boulevard, and I remember people saying, whoa, how'd this happen? And you know what? When I first was, that word cannabagger, when I first used the cannabagger, I was using it to describe myself. That I came from California, from New Jersey, I mean, went to California and set up shop, and I felt like I was a cannabagger sometimes. Like, my local brothers and sisters ain't doing this, but I came in and did it. Now, when I use the word cannabagger, I'm talking the opposite, because I'm back in New Jersey, and all these corporations are coming in here, and they're taking up our market. And trust me, when I say our market, think about this. Think about it this way, and I know you'll understand this, right? In all wars, right? At the end of the war, somebody wins. The winner in most wars divvies up the proceeds of the war. The winner does the raping and pillaging. The winner takes this, takes that.
Exactly.
Right? Well, in our war on drugs, especially when it comes to marijuana, the government has lost badly. The black market, per se, has won. This, sometimes I say this is sativa insurgents. You know, the insurrection of the indica insurrection has won. What we argued 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago was legalization, this, that, and other, normalization of marijuana, and we won, right? But the crazy thing has happened that doesn't happen in most wars, but it's happening right now with this war. The losers are divvying up the proceeds. Like I said, when I named them politicians, Scutari, Sweeney, and Phil Murphy wasn't really a politician before he became governor. Kind of like Trump showed up as the president, and now he's a politician. But Sweeney, Scutari, the two big senators that are involved in damn near everything marijuana in the state of New Jersey, there's a few other ones. They were all prosecutors. They were all diehard drug warriors. They were on the side of the government. They were going to eradicate drugs. They were going to this, that, and the other. Well, they lost. We won.
And
Our side won.
yo, but you know, so I was talking to somebody about this earlier. A couple of dispensaries that I know about, right, in New Jersey, are being ran by former prosecutors.
Yes. This is
They run the. And I'm
so
like,
I gotta sell a jail cell, meaning, but now they get to sell. This offends me.
and it's not even their game.
Yo, because you're in the music world, man. We need a song. We need a song. A rap song, a verse, a line, something. I gotta sell, and now they get to sell. Hell no. We need that, man. We need that. People gotta understand. That's how we reach. Like, let the people understand. So what I'm saying is, okay, we won. The black market won. Weed is becoming legal all over the country. All this stuff about they was going to eradicate the partnership for a war on drugs, partnership against drugs, all that. They all lost.
Exactly.
We won. But the crazy thing that's happening is those type of people, the prosecutor types, the former prosecutors, the lawyers and stuff for the GOP and all that, they're getting involved on the cannabis side. And notice they use the word cannabis. They're getting involved in the cannabis side, and they're still trying to make us illegal and exclude us. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
Because-
no, I got a
Work
jail
for the
cell.
corporation.
Because
Yes.
they snatch us, then they snatch our resource, and then they take our finance and say, no, you got this ill-gotten gain.
Yeah.
So now you don't have the power to compete.
Right.
So when you say, yes, I want inclusion, we need that too. We need y'all to be able to understand that, no, we gotta be partners in the business, and
Right.
y'all gotta give us some of our finance back that y'all done took from us.
Wait, but here's another thing too. I'm not one that believes in, you know, like, you gotta give me something. I don't. Just let me have a even playing field, and I'll get mine. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
we're
I
saying
don't-
the same thing. I ain't saying they owe me them because I never got nothing from them anyway. But what I'm
Right.
saying is equal opportunity to make it. So
Yes,
if these companies is coming in and now and they like, okay, you got to have this amount of millions in order to be able to participate in this.
Yeah.
Where's that equilibrium at?
Right.
Where is
It
this
ain't.
is the part. So I ain't asking for nothing. I'm just saying, all right, then allow us to set up and do business the same way you would do them.
Yo, again, it comes back to me. I got a jail cell for trying to get rich. Now, they letting the rich sell.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, oh,
And they telling me I can't do it no more.
Yeah,
but I saw my great grandfather and them going through this too, man, with the numbers. The same thing happened, man, with the lottery, man. I watched them taking my grandfather and them home in the fucking new handcuffs and everything. And next thing you know, lottery is there. And now the lifestyle that we once had, because we were working and taking care of our own. These were good people who figured out how to create wealth within the community and spread it because real winners was happening. It was really, every day somebody really won. Somebody got a chance to go buy that refrigerator, to go buy that washer and dryer and all of that.
They took the numbers away. They took gambling and sports betting away too, but that's a whole nother show. I'm down on talking about it.
I was just using it as a comparison because I grew up in Atlantic City. I grew up in Atlantic City. So, you know, I watched that and I watched everybody get bamboozled the way you said it.
Listen,
but in a way...
I remember in the late 90s when they were pitching legalized gambling in Atlantic City and the lottery and all that, they were going to take away all this street gambling and stuff, which they did. I remember that
was late 70s. That was 78, 79.
Yeah, exactly.
By 90, they was in full swing.
Yeah, you know, I meant to say 80s. You know what I meant to say too? I remember the numbers man who used to come to our house. He was the laundry guy. There ain't no laundries either. Remember people used to put their clothes out and the laundry guy would come pick up the clothes and take it and somebody would wash all the clothes and bring them back? Well, the number guy sometimes was the milkman. Sometimes he was the lottery. He was the laundry guy. In my house, at our house, the person was Mr. Chappelle. No, it wasn't Chappelle. Oh man, I can't remember his name. But he was the laundry guy. He came, picked up all the laundry. My dad played his numbers and my mom gave him the laundry. You know what I mean? And this was a community-wide thing. It wasn't like it was just us.
Exactly.
All that went away with lottery. And right now, that's what's getting ready to try to happen with marijuana. Marijuana's in our communities and been in our communities. We always buy. Yo, I have lived in the suburbs. I've lived in the city. The city's always got weed.
So how come enough of us at this time couldn't come together and say, well, you know what? If we got 10 casinos, how come we don't have an urban one? Why we don't have a black one? I saw a black one in Vegas though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, one guy.
I've been to Vegas, I ain't know.
Yeah, and I met the guy, and he told me that they started in Gary, Indiana. They bought an old battleship and converted it, and they had the first on the water casino.
Yeah,
and that was black owned.
Yeah,
but it's something about the water, some kind of different law on the water too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
I've been to Gary, Indiana. You ever been to Gary, Indiana?
They gotta open, yeah, of course.
Man.
But they gotta open this thing up. Well, we gotta open our minds up enough to understand that, yo, united we stand, divided we fall.
Well, I just want a peace, man. And I don't want a peace just for me. I want a peace for people just like me.
Me too.
People just like me. People who've had their life. Listen, do you think 25 years ago that I thought my life would be where I'm trying to openly sell marijuana and
no.
You know, no. I had all these other ideas of where my life was going, and then my life was interrupted and ruined, if you ask me, by the marijuana laws. Which, you know what? In most cases, most people be like, oh man, the weed laws ruin me, and they keep on moving, try to do something else. Not me. I was obsessed with the idea that I'm gonna change that law to ruin me. And, you know, like what I was doing, I think I should be legally allowed to do it. Like, this is a lie. And I've been on that quest ever since.
And they said this, though. They said that we're doing this to help change the lives and help give y'all back some wholesome.
But they're lying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But we have to let them know what wholesome is.
Yes, like we got to
be it's not based on, wholesome ain't based on what y'all think will make us whole again.
Right.
Wholesome is based on what's really going to sustain us so that we can take care of ourselves, because we don't want to be just workers.
I wouldn't have went through this last 20 years of battling the government, taking hits, this, that, and the other, so that these rich white guys could sell weed to me. That's not what I was talking about.
Right.
I was talking about inclusion. I thought that
at some point in the future,
Yeah, because everybody.
me and people like me, the ones that went to prison for selling weed illegally, we'd be allowed to sell weed legally now. That's what I always thought. Until recently.
And everybody is not a customer. Like, y'all can't look at us like the only reason we want marijuana, cannabis to be legal is because we want to smoke all day. And we want to be able to walk around. You know, we've been doing that already.
Yeah.
We don't need it to be legal for us to do that. We're
Yeah,
going
it
to figure out
happens
how
anyway.
we're going to do that. We're going to go in the studio and smoke.
Right.
We're going to do that. But, again, to have to buy it like I'm a customer
Right.
versus being a producer and an executive producer of a premium and quality product
Right.
that I know we can produce,
Right.
given opportunity and given chance.
Right.
And then y'all don't gotta say we're gonna give your people jobs, because we'll give our own people jobs.
Right. Listen,
and
right
we'll
here,
train them.
Right here,
We'll
I'm
teach
illegal.
them.
I got pretty much 8 employees right here. You know, if I was legal, I'd probably have 16 or 20.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel. And you can't do things by yourself anyway. You need a team. You need, you know, if they made it legal, which they're trying to do, I do admit that people are trying to make it legal, but the thing is they're cutting people out.
Right.
And I hear people all the time. Like, there's a couple activists, man, that really irk me, because for 20 years, they've been like, yeah, Weedman this, Weedman that, all champion me. And then, as legalization got here, and I saw it was going in a direction that didn't include me, I started screaming about it didn't include me. And they're like, oh, well, Ed, man, you know, it's a step in the right direction. I'm like, the hell no.
What right direction?
It's a step over me. Over people like
And so then
me.
what we supposed to do now?
That's what I'm saying. So I thought this
I've
is
seen it happen
it's a
too many
whole-
times.
Yeah.
Gambling.
It never comes
We
back.
went back to being poor in the hood.
It never comes back.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Right.
Right. So I don't know. That's where I'm at, especially with this lawsuit. I'm trying to make some noise.
Well,
I'm
brother,
trying
with you.
I'm trying to bring some attention.
I'm with you.
I want some clarification on this. If it means that this question has to be resubmitted to the public correctly, then go ahead. Let's do it. This is a bamboozlement. This is a hoodwinking. This is a bait and switch.
Well,
And-
bro, listen. Whatever, me and my people, we behind you, and we with you, because we all want the same result. So
Hey, you know what we did?
you lead us and let us go. Right?
You know what I did on this show that I don't do on none of my other shows?
What's that?
We ain't smoke.
Oh,
We
'cause
sat through the
you
whole
know,
show talking. We ain't smoked nothing.
You know why? No, bro, because yo, man, this is really important to us.
Yeah.
This information and getting this out and people understanding what's going on, man. Y'all need to step up. Y'all need to step up.
Yep. So
Y'all
look,
need to
check
step
this
up.
out. On this show, at some point on the show, every show, I totally break the law. You see the sign, right? NJ can't get 12. This NJ can't get 12 means, you know what that means, right? I don't think the state of New Jersey can get 12. If they charge me, I don't think they get 12 to convict me. So this hashtag, throw it out there, man. Help me throw it out there. Hashtag NJ can't get 12.
Got it.
Meaning, bring me to trial if you think I'm so wrong. I'm selling weed like I'm white. Again, I'm throwing a race card out there. And listen, playing the race card is not really that bad, because check it out. The race card been played against me and people like me our whole lives. And finally the fucking card got put in my hand. So I'm gonna play it too. Right? When you was arrested and went to jail on your first time, that was the race card being played. When marijuana was made illegal, that was the race card was being played. Right? Right now, I'm playing the race card too. I'm saying, listen, you look at this. Look what y'all doing. Y'all making
Man,
this
when
where
the
rich
prosec-
white guys can sell weed. And I'm
Not
not
only
even knocking
not
the
just
regular
the
white
rich
guys.
people, but when the prosecutor left his job and started selling weed, but he was putting us in jail.
You know what? Right here in New Jersey, we got a guy, and I like him. I've met him. I've talked to him. He's probably pissed at me right now. But Scott Rudder. Scott Rudder used to be a state assemblyman. He was Republican. He's a good guy, you know. But now he's in charge of the New Jersey Cannabis Business Association, and he's lobbying basically the laws to be written for, again, rich white guys. And he is on the New Jersey. Again, this is just like Bonner, the ex-Speaker of the House, Bonner, who now runs a big giant weed company. He was a GOP guy. He was a Republican. And I don't really separate
Republicans and Democrats are both guilty of war on drugs and crimes against the people, right? But the Republicans did it a little bit harder, did it a little different, rubbed me wrongly. So anyway, he's a GOP guy, and now he's in charge of the New Jersey Cannabis Business Association, lobbying for the laws to be written for rich white guys, and it kind of like rubs me wrong. So I kind of sometimes, just like I say, NJ can't get 12. Sometimes I put things like hashtag. I want to sell weed like Scott Rudder, because, and you know, like, so he's probably pissed about that. You know, I noticed that somehow my hashtag keeps being disabled. I've changed it once or twice, and then I noticed after it's up for a week or two, I didn't even realize you can change. They can disable hashtags, but they can disable hashtags. You can put up a hashtag, they can disable. You can write it, you can see it, but it doesn't work.
It don't connect to nothing.
Right, it doesn't work, and that one doesn't work all the time. If I change something, it does sometimes, but it doesn't work. But anyway, we got to the point of the show. We've been talking, chopping it up for the last almost an hour. So we're at that part of the show where, boom, we go and I sell you weed. See, selling weed like I'm white. I'm not quite. I'm kind of bright, but I'm not white. And again, this is one of the things as part of the show. I'm gonna sell you some weed. You need weed? We all need weed.
Do I need weed?
You need some weed.
I smoke some weed.
Yeah, all right, well, come on. I'm getting ready to go sell you some weed. I'm going to sell you some weed. So here we go. We're going to get up. We're going to walk over here to my little hood citizen dispensary. Turn this around. Yes, you see Samaj over there. He's a guest.
I want Jersey grown strands, man. That's what I want.
Just unplug it from the wall.
I want to market my own state.
Yeah, but it'll be fine just to finish up.
All right, here we go. So I couldn't read all these comments. Now I can see that I had a whole bunch of comments. Watch something sick. All right, so I'm gonna show you something, man. Right over here first. I'm gonna start over here. Here's what's going on. See these apes up here? These are all apes. This is some Mac 1 and some OCD. Yeah. Some Purple Punch and some Runts. All bagged up already. $60 an eighth. You get 3 of them here, it's $150 instead of $180. Right here, these are all $40 eighths. Some Gelato Haze. This is some awesome shit right here. Some Gelato Haze. Some Blue Dream. This is old school Blue Dream too, and it's a very good strain of it. And some Hefe OG. Some Allen Wrench. These are all $40 an eighth, but if you get 3 of them, you take 20 off, it's $100. And then, yeah, I got a few things, a few strains over here.
Yeah, I see something a little different right here.
Yeah, right down here.
What's this Purple Diamond?
Yeah, that's some eye candy, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. It looks good, smells good, texture's there, but it just does not hit. You know, if you with a bunch of people and stuff, it's some show off weed. You know, it looks good.
Yeah, it definitely look good.
Yeah. Yes, I see Samaj found the edibles.
We need to
They got gelatin in them?
we need to cross
I'm
that.
not even 100% sure. But we're going to set this camera right here for a second. Alright. I'm going to sit over here. And we're going to figure out how we're going to do this. So anything, I don't have my scale. Where's my scale at? Where's my scale, young lady? Can I grab that scale? Thank you. All right, where's my Wait, I want to show you something too. Seen these?
I know this company.
Yes. These King Palms,
Yeah.
I've been
Yes.
bragging on. I really
know the
want.
company.
I wish I could get an endorsement from them, or I can endorse their product. Thank you, because I like.
Oh, shit.
I never smoked a blunt in my life. Everybody I know smokes blunts. I can't smoke tobacco. When I first saw these, I just thought there was a blunt, but they're not. It's tobacco free. Look at it, tobacco free.
So that's your pre-roll?
This is my pre-roll.
That's
I take
a
the King.
Weedman pre-roll?
Yes, I take the King Palms. I take a bottle of Super Shake. I call it Super Shake. Super Shake is me. When these bottles get to the end, we grind it all up and we stick it in a Super Shake bottle. And I also take the Super Shake and I pack these with them. Right? So you can come in here from me and you buy a Super Shake. There's people that know. You know what? The best thing Weedman got is the Super Shake. Buy the Super Shake because it's a mixture of everything. It ain't indica, it ain't sativa. This is like a whole big giant
So
bottle.
how much is the Super Shake?
It's cheaper than a regular weed too.
Yeah, just like
it's $40 a quart, $40 a quarter, $70 a half, right? And you can buy pre-rolls made out of it. So there you go. There's a pre-roll for you. That's for you and Shemaiah's ride home.
Official.
Yeah, official.
This is the official Weedman
But
pre-roll.
to
And it's not
the
a blunt.
public, these King Palms, is this 2 grams in here, and I'm banging them out for $25 each. 2 grams. All right, just say that's $20, $10 a gram. These are normally $3. So basically, you're paying me $2 to roll
To
it
make
for
it
you.
for you.
To roll it for you, and you walk away with it. $25. This is a good deal. This isn't even a money maker for me. This is like one of them things like.
But
like
but
when
you
go
know what?
into a
But you're
store,
doing
you
a
got
good
the-
promotion for King Palm.
Yeah, for King Palm. So hey, maybe King Palm one day I say, yo, you hear about that guy Weedman promoting our product, and I end up endorsing him.
Well, you know what, man? I know somebody that know them.
Oh yeah.
Because I do farmers markets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
And
like
they
this.
gave us a whole bunch of these to give away, and
Yeah,
they gave us
come in-
trays
Yeah, they come
and
in
all of
different
that.
sizes
So,
and stuff. I
with your
like it.
permission, I would like to give them a call and see if we can work that out for you.
Hell yeah, man.
Because
I'm
you
down.
know, I got a degree in branding and marketing. That's what I
Listen,
do.
I would not endorse something that I ain't like. And I'm freely doing this.
I'm
I like this.
definitely a fan of these, though.
Yeah, and then we got, well, I also do I endorse Canadian papers. I don't know if you've seen the Canadian papers.
Canadian
I don't have a roll
lumber.
right now.
Are they made out of hemp?
Yes, yes. That's a great line too. I went from
Where they at?
Easy Wide. I don't have any right here. I don't know where. I don't know. You know what happens? They're so good. If I leave them around, somebody steals them.
So you need to have them too.
Yes. You know, I have talked to them. I have negotiated with them. So, but this company called Canadian Papers is out there too. That I like them. I'm not doing Easy Widers no more. I'm not doing all these other products, and I'm gonna go with them because they're economically and environmentally safe. The whole
So you know,
the green wave.
this is a gifting thing, and like I know donations are welcome here, right?
Donations are welcome, and outright buying and selling is too.
But we want, but
Trust me,
no,
I'm
I
selling
see
weed.
that. But we want to give you a New Jersey strand that we have.
Again, if we can grow it, if you can put it together.
You got that?
No, man, I
I'm
rolled
telling
it
you,
up.
but I'm telling you,
Oh.
if we went to somewhere like we went to
Coming back up.
California and got
So
with some of these
what time the
growers
podcast? Every what? Monday?
every Monday.
Alright. so
Every
we-
Monday
you know what
from
I'm saying?
6
We
o'clock
coming
to
back
7.
up.
In fact, we started a couple minutes late and we pushed it way past 7 already. So, anyway, but this here's some Purple Punch.
Yeah, I know this one.
I already got it bagged up over there too.
I know this.
This is the end of a jar of Mac 1. So this here's getting ready to be ground up and put into the Super Shake.
Okay.
But-
Yeah, that's why it is.
I think
Super
another
shit.
8 for 2, and then it's going into the Super Shake jar.
Mm.
You know.
What's your so what would be your top stranding that you have in here?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think the Mac 1 is right there. This Runts, again. This legit Runts. Bought out west.
Let me see.
Yeah. And so I think this is probably the top,
So would you say
top
these
thing right
these
here.
are
So what did I
depths
say? You
or
said something about the
indoors?
gelato haze.
Definitely indoor. What's that?
You said something about the gelato
gelato
haze.
haze. No, I mean we all know haze, this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
Yo, some innovative growers out in Oregon. That's coming from Oregon. They started crossing gelato with haze, and they came up with this gelato haze. And gelato haze is becoming the craze of Oregon. Of course, they shipping it east. And
So
we got all
how?
these
So
hazes.
what you say about it?
Go ahead. Go ahead. You can roll that one up. You roll that one up. You tell me, but pop it open. No, I like it. Trust me, I like it. It wouldn't even be
Let
there.
me see.
if I
Let me
did.
see this one.
Yeah, this they got the texture and the look of haze.
You know what haze is? East Coast haze anyway.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's there. And you know, the East
This
Coast,
show,
East
this
Coast
show
is
right
love
here
haze.
is official. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
And guess what? Y'all can start to look forward to more East Coast people like us getting together and actually servicing the market and doing things, man. Because just like they got Southern wines and they got Northern wines and they got wine from Spain and wine from Italy and wine from France, y'all gonna get some
Jersey
premium
Buds.
quality Jersey Bud.
Yeah, it's gonna take a little while, but we gonna be there.
It don't matter, but we got a head start because we, you know what I'm saying, since we went to school, we started working on clones and started working on development, and we got some strands that's in development, and we would love to be able to
See, here's that
bring
purple.
some of them to showcase.
Here's that
That shit
purple
look
diamond.
nice.
Yes, it does, and I'm just
What
being
is it?
honest. I could pass this off if I really wanted to without saying nothing, because the look, the smell, and everything is there. You know, but
Right.
I know because I've smoked it. I'm kind of a cannabis
won't-
connoisseur,
it won't
weed
come back.
connoisseur. Yeah, like any one of these is stronger
Better
than
be with
this.
a middle name like Weedman.
Yeah,
But
I
this shit
know.
really look really good, though.
It does.
It's
It does.
got
And
that
I'll
real
be
purple
honest.
to it.
I'll be honest, it looks very good. But it's eye candy, just like it's eye candy. Look up the definition of eye candy. It looks better than it actually
Yeah, that's
is.
what we gotta get some purple.
So what would you say? Would you say that this is a hybrid?
It's an indica. No, that's straight indica.
Oh, so it's supposed to put
But
you
it's
on the
just-
couch.
Yeah, but it's just not that strong. When I first saw this, I thought this was gonna put me under the couch. And no, it's all right. It gets me high and stuff like that. So that's all. I'm not saying it's garbage. I'm just saying it's not that. You know, it looks like.
Oh,
it's,
you know what? They forgot to put the gas in it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They
But-
forgot to put the gas in
Yes,
it.
I'm just being honest. Cause you look over here, you see that, you're like, oh my God, look at that. And I'm just letting you know, like, yeah, if this is what you wanted to buy, I'm giving you a little disclaimer.
No
that's
problem.
all.
But that's honesty, bro.
Yeah, but the runts, and I tell you what, I'm telling you this super shake. People come in here for my super shake all the time, because they know how I do it. This ain't like one little strain of shake. This comes from everything. My shit changes every week, every other week, every few days sometimes. And the ends of my jars gets ground up,
Mm.
put in
Super
a super shake jar. The super shake jar is also what makes the pre-roll splits. The pre-roll split, it's always different. It might be a lot of purple in here next week.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
So
It might. I already told you the end of this Mac 1 is gonna be in there. You know, some of these runts at some point might end up in there. You know,
So just-
gelato haze.
just to
Got a lot of shake in the bottom already. So at the end of this jar, that's going in there.
just to put something in the deposit jar. I mean
No, in my hand, in my pocket. I told you, I'm selling weed. That's what it's It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
for
Whatever.
this one.
We gonna work
No.
it out. We gonna work it out. Don't worry. Off camera, we gonna work it out. He might be buying a lot of weed. Off camera. All right, but for the purpose of this show, I just want to make sure everybody know I am definitely selling weed.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, guess what?
You buying?
Diezzle Don, Weedman's definitely buying weed. You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
So,
Oh, here's that's what.
all right.
that's what I'm-
There we go. There we go.
Whatever we got
There we go.
going
No,
on.
I gave y'all one, but here's that second one. That's the one you just bought. All right. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna end the show. But look, check it out, man. Check it out. Not only do you come here and buy weed, man, we got 8 ounces and chicken wings. So you come on down here and eat. And I know you're a chef too.
Oh, yeah,
You're a
and-
chef.
and-
He's a
and-
chef, to be honest
and-
with y'all. We ain't gonna
yeah.
talk about it.
Yeah, we didn't even get to that. You know,
Yeah.
because you know why we didn't get to that? Because it's not about me. What's going on right now is bigger than me. And it's about getting this information out there, man, and getting the support of our own people that understand, man, that, yo, if y'all don't step up and move with us, man, we're going to get left behind. We've seen this happen before. So get with the program so that we all can take advantage of helping ourselves be a part of a booming industry.
Yeah.
And we gotta do it now. You can't wait for legislation to take place, and then come in and say, "Oh, but you left us out." No, you got to get involved
That's what I'm
now.
saying. I'm
While
demanding
while they're
inclusion, man.
doing this legislation, like Weedman said, yo, we demanding inclusion. That's all we want. We want inclusion.
And with that, we out. And remember, come on down to the joint. 8 ounces of chicken wings.
The Weedman's joint. If your mama stole your stash, come along. Got what you want, got what you need. That's right. Shake your wings to fry the world of weed. Yo, where is this place? 322 East Next Street, Trenton, New Jersey.